Hello and welcome to Journeys in Transformation Analytics. I'm Amaresh Tripathy. I lead the analytics business at Genpact. And in this series, where we talked about all the leading industry experts, today I have with me Francesco Rulli, who is the CEO and founder of a conversational AI company called Querlo. He's a partner at Forbes and also the most fascinating part, the chief digital officer of Duomo in Florence. And that's exactly what we'll be talking about in this episode. Francesco, welcome.
Thank you very much, Amaresh.
Yeah. Francesco, on let's talk about your role about the chief digital officer of Duomo, right? And can you talk a little bit about like what is the Duomo? And most people are probably understand Duomo in Florence and its importance for the world of Renaissance and everything probably modern world altogether and science. Can you talk a little bit about the Duomo, and as the chief digital officer of Duomo, what are you doing there?
Okay, so I was born and raised in Florence. I moved to the United States when I was 21 years old. And I always had in my heart my relationship with my hometown, and specifically to the Renaissance. Coincidentally, my grandmother almost raised me going to meetings and presentations of Renaissance since I was 7 or 8 years old. And even when I spent time in the military in Italy, I ended up being the guide, the cultural guide of the military in Florence. About a year and a half, 2 years ago, I was introduced to the director of the Duomo Florence, Lorenzo Lucchetti, and we spoke extensively about the future of this great organization that is a 700 years old organization. And I brought the conversation straight to the point about the importance of data, the importance of understanding everything that is not just related to the masterpiece of Donatello, Michelangelo, Ghiberti, Brunelleschi, but also the data that is generated by the minds of the people that interact with those products. To find out that 9 million people every year walk in front of the Duomo, and 2.25 million of those 9 walk into one of those buildings. There are 5 monuments that are associated to the Opera del Duomo. And at first, I don't think it was really received with the complexity of what it means. Right. Then COVID and other challenges hit, and the Opera del Duomo decided to make a big leap forward and announced my role as a chief digital officer, but also chief cognitive officer, whose goal is basically to build the conversational artificial intelligence solutions to communicate and gather insights, of which one of those is fascinating, that we're building, and we already have built actually, the natural language understanding of Michelangelo, so that you can actually talk to Michelangelo, ask questions, and get feedback back from him. And those feedbacks are designed by the scholars and the experts of the Opera del Duomo.
Wow. So do I have to go to Florence to experience that, or I can experience that?
No. This is the chatbot that is built. Currently is on the learning curve. You can find at querlo.com/chat/Michelangelo or /opera. So if you go straight to Michelangelo, it's just a conversation with Michelangelo. If you go to the /opera, you can actually experience other things about the Opera del Duomo, like access during COVID-19, the institutional videos, and obviously how to support. Okay. But the idea for us is to transform knowledge into interaction that generates data. And that's where is the cradle of this whole process.
That's wonderful. So this knowledge to interaction to generate data to create more knowledge in some ways. How has some of that stuff translate into businesses and kind of your client work, for instance? Like what did you see and learn there that would translate back into the business?
Well, let's say that, for example, now we're experiencing a strong crisis in terms of displacement of businesses, right? Everybody's working from home. Suddenly a company with 3, 5, 10,000 employees has 3,000, 5,000, 10,000 new offices, right? Mm-hmm. Everybody's experiencing personal and business issues that are really influencing the way we work. So setting portals of entry, of conversation for the employees, the customers, and also the people that are actually learning about new products and new services allows us to collect a very interesting insights and data. So the same thing is about what's the life of the person walking on the Piazza del Duomo in Florence, or what is the needs of that company or executive that lives, for example, in the Midwest or in Southeast Asia, and how can we provide them what they need 24/7, and with access to data that can be improved, even just simply by the fact that they're accessing that data. So that's one thing we do with Forbes, for example. We build chatbots to present research, but throughout the experience, while you are accessing the research through the chatbot, we also collect the data or what parts of those research are more important for you. And then also we feed back to you the benchmark of the data of other people that have been accessing the same research. So it's just not just about what the research tells you today, it's the research that we do off of your access to the research. And then we benchmark with you other people, and then you decide where you position yourself with the rest of the industry.
That's wonderful. That's wonderful. No, thank you so much for sharing that, Francesco. I mean, we'll continue this conversation in our next episode. I will go a little bit detailed into how actually go and make that happen. How should you think through that? But thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you. Very appreciated.